Hello. Now we are going to look at how to read coordinates and some important things about our xy plane, our Cartesian plane. To begin with, we have the x and y axis. So our x and y axis are rulers that we use to measure out the different points on our plane. So the x-axis is the side-to-side axis, our side-to-side ruler, and the y-axis is our up and down ruler for measuring how far up and down we've gone. And our lines, our xy axis, break up our piece of paper into 4 parts called quadrants. So quad means 4, so our page is broken up into 4 parts. The points A and B and C are in what we call the first quadrant, where x and y coordinates are positive. D would be in the second quadrant, and then we have the third quadrant and the fourth quadrant. So we go counterclockwise around like that. So now we can start reading some coordinates, and we always start reading our coordinates from 0, 0, a place we call the origin. So our measurements always start from the origin from 0, 0. If I wanted to read the coordinates of the point A, I would say I start at the origin and I walk in the door. I walk 2 spaces along from the origin, and I walk 1 space up to get to A. So A's coordinate would be at in the door 2, up the stairs 1. In most houses, or in lots of houses, we would walk in the door before we would go up the stairs. And that's what we're doing here. So start at the origin, in the door, up the stairs. What about the point B? Well, I could go in the door 6, up the stairs 3. In the door 6, up the stairs 3. And we can see the structure of our points here. We have a bracket, and then we have the number for the x coordinate, and then we have a comma, the number for the y coordinate, and we close our bracket. And that structure says I am talking about a coordinate. So instead of having to say this is the coordinate of A, the structure of this answer, the bracket and the x coordinate, the comma, the y coordinate, and close the bracket, that structure tells me I'm talking about a coordinate. So the coordinates of C are start at the origin, in the door 2, up the stairs 3. In the door 2, up the stairs 3, and I have my brackets and my comma in between. If I look at these points on my graph here, on my xy plane, I can see that A and C are to the side 2. They start at the origin and they're both over by 2. So they have the same x coordinate. A has the x coordinate 2, C has the x coordinate 2. So if 2 points have the same x coordinate, they must be above or below each other. And likewise, C is across from B, and we can see that they have the same y coordinate. They're both up by 3, so they're directly across from each other. So we can look at that and see that they're going to be directly across from each other because they have the same y coordinate. Now if we get the point D, we're over here, we're in the second quadrant, and that means the x numbers are going to be negative. We start at the origin, in the door -5, up the stairs 4. In the door -5, up the stairs 4. And E, we can see, is in the door -3 and up the stairs 0. We didn't go up or down at all, so we're still at 0. So that's -3, 0. F is at -8, 0. So in the door -8, and we didn't go up or down, so we're still at 0. G is at in the door 6, up the stairs 0. And we can see all of these points have the same y coordinate, so they're all directly across from each other, and we can also see they're on the x-axis. We can see they're on the x-axis from our coordinates because y is equal to 0. On the x-axis, our y number is always going to be 0. So we're on the x-axis, and so y is going to be 0. Because our y numbers go, like the y coordinate of A is 1, and then we go down 1 below that and we'd be at 2, 0, and then 2 minus 1. So our y coordinate has to be 0 on the x-axis. And if we get our coordinate for h, that is at in the door 0. We haven't gone side to side at all. And up the stairs 6. 0, 6. I is at 0, minus 4. And j is at 0, minus 7. And we can see the x-coordinate for all of those is 0, and we're on the y-axis. So all of these points are on the y-axis, and we can read that from their coordinates as well, because x is equal to 0. And these facts are quite important for lots of times that we're dealing with functions, or if we're looking at coordinates and we want to understand where they are. And that is what we need for now.